money. Let's put some of that money toward helping our men and women who are suffering the most. And I will be very happy to be here to make sure that that happens. And God bless you and thank you for being here tonight.
I figure you're going to get the photo anyway. I might as well just stand here and be done with it. Look, let me be very clear. Rick Santorum, Donald Trump, and I may be competitors in a presidential race. But tonight we are colleagues in unison, standing here for the people who let us breathe every breath of free air we breathe, the veterans of the United States of America. Without you, there is no government. You see, in my mind, I was hearing you say, "Go, Huck, go," but I want to say how grateful I am to Donald Trump for inviting us here, because the easy thing for him to do is to simply ignore that anybody else cares about veterans, and he's not that kind of person. And I want to say thank you, Donald Trump, for asking Rick Santorum and me, and I think he would have let any of the other candidates come, and for reasons that maybe I don't understand, they're not here. Some of them because they had a slot at 8 o'clock. I had nothing to do at 8 o'clock tonight. This worked great for me. But it says something about him that he would bring us here to his own event, because bigger than even the election is the fact that we wouldn't have free elections in this country if it weren't for the people who stood between bullets, bombs, and our freedom. And thank you. I want to do one simple thing tonight. I'm done. I'll turn it back to Donald Trump. In September 2005, a very good friend of mine who teaches school at the Joe T. Robinson High School in Little Rock, Arkansas, did something pretty extraordinary on the first day of school. She got permission of the principal. She had all the desks from her classroom removed. Every desk taken out. The kids came in for first period, and they said, "Ms. Cothran," her name is Martha Cothran. Her dad was a World War II POW. So she takes all the desks out. When they come in, they say, "Where's our desk?" She says, "You don't get a desk in my class until you can tell me how you earn it." Well, the kids said, "Well, I guess we get good grades." She said, "No, that's important. You need to do that, but that's not going to get you a desk." Another kid said, "Well, we have to behave." She said, "Oh, you will behave in my class, but that won't get you a desk." And none of them could figure it out. Second period came, same thing. "You don't get a desk until you tell me how you earn it." Third period, fourth period. By now, kids are calling their parents on cell phones and saying, "Mrs. Cothran has lost her mind. She won't let us have a desk." News organizations from Little Rock started coming out to Joe T. Robinson High School in the early afternoon to figure out what has happened with his teacher who has snapped because she's taken all the desks out of her classroom. Last period of the day, the kids came in, asked the same question, "Where are our desks?" And she said, "You have to tell me how you earn it." None of them did. She said, "I guess I'm going to have to explain it to you." Martha Cothran walked over to the door of her classroom. She opened the door. And 27 U.S. veterans, wearing their uniforms from various wars, walked in carrying a desk. They brought those desks in and lined them up in rows. And as they did, Martha Cothran said, on a day that I'm sure will never be forgotten by those students, she said, "Kids, you don't have to earn your desk, because these guys, they already did. That's why you have a school desk. That's why you have an education. And that's why you have the United States of America." God bless you and thank you.
Two amazing people, really great people. I've gotten to know them very well. being on the trail, as they say. And I'm very happy with what's going on the trail. I've had an amazing period of time. And I'm not going to be doing polls tonight. Usually I'd like to get up and do polls. And everybody, even Mike would say, why do you keep doing those polls? I say, because they're so good. You know, when you... But we've had amazing polls in Iowa. We've had amazing polls no matter where we've been. And we're leading now by substantial margins in Iowa and every single state. We're leading every national poll because people are tired and they're sick of seeing what's going on with our country, how incompetently we're run, how our military is being decimated. And for tonight, you know, as an example, what's happening tonight. You see the kind of love in this room. There's amazing love. The veterans are the most amazing, the warmest, the best people. And we're going to take care of our veterans. So I just think it's great. So I'm going to introduce somebody who's going to speak for a little while. And I said, take your time. And he's going to introduce a couple of his friends. But he's been through a lot. And John Wayne Walding, I think a lot of you have heard, actually become a very famous person. He should be much more famous than me because he's a lot more courageous than I am, I will tell you. I'm financially courageous, but the other stuff, I don't know, I'm so good. So he spent 12 years in the United States Army, with 7 of those years being in the 3rd Special Forces, top of the line, group at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. He has combat deployments to both Iraq and Afghanistan. And during his career at the 3rd Special Forces Group, really the elite, these are the best, he worked on a Special Forces operator and as an operator at the sniper detachment and as a sniper instructor. He is a phenomenal world-class marksman and shot. His military school experience includes Special Operations Target, Interdictin courses, Special Forces Advanced Urban Combat, not easy, 3rd SFG Advanced Sniper, Special Forces Qualifications courses, and Airborne and Air Assault. He's got every single thing in the book. John's awards and badges include Silver Star, Bronze Star, Purple Heart, Combat Infantry Badge, Airborne Air Assault, and Air Special Forces Tab. John participated in numerous battles during his deployment. Most famous of all was the Battle of Shark Valley, which was a tough one, a really tough one. Unbelievable bad results and brilliant results. The victory was brilliant, but tremendous, tremendous carnage, which you can read about in the new book, No Way Out, A Story of Valor in the Mountains of Afghanistan. John lost a leg. He is an amazing guy, and I heard him speak once before. I was so impressed, I just asked him to come over and say a few words and also introduce your very brave friends. Come on up. John Wayne, come on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Man, I tell you what, I feel cooler than Burt Reynolds up here getting introduced by Donald Trump. This is awesome. Please sit down, sit down. If you don't mind, I'm going to keep moving as I talk because in the military, a moving target's a lot harder to hit. So that and, well, I'm one-legged, so standing still sucks. So I'm going to keep talking to y'all as I move. And also in the military, this is how we always called everybody going to sleep, you know. But no, I want to thank all of y'all for coming out, and Trump's here. I'm not here for politics. I want to make that absolutely clear. I'm here for people. I don't care about Republican or Democrat. I care about America. And I've known Donald Trump Jr. for a while now. He's never asked me for one thing politically, but what I know he has done is see me at his hotel, Trump International, Las Vegas. I was at a conference in Vegas for SHOT Show, have a little gun company, and I was in the restaurant. Being Mr. Trump, he was eating with Willie Robinson, Duck Dynasty guy, real cool guy. Introduced myself, said thank you for letting us have, you know, for coming and everything. And Mr. Trump left. Well, he came back and he squatted next to my table and talked to me for almost an hour and didn't ask one thing. He just genuinely wanted to say hi and let me know that he cared about my service and that he wanted me to make sure I had a good time. So I'm here for people. I'm here for people as great as he is and the Trump organization that I hate that how many people just, they get the bad rap. You know, another story that I know that no one knows is that I remember Donald and his son, Senior, or correction, his wife, a long time ago, they broke down. Nobody would ever help them. Finally, a couple stopped. They helped them with their vehicle and helped them get transportation. Well, guess what they did? They paid off their mortgage. Do you ever hear about that? No. Because they're people. They're genuine people, and that is the movement. That is the movement that I think that everybody in America is actually getting onto, is that he is unapologetically American. That's what we are. We are American, absolutely. America is the greatest thing that's ever happened to this planet in its existence, and why should I ever say I'm sorry for that? Tell me that. Mr. Trump, he says things that may not make you feel good, but it is the better thing for this great country. And that's what I care about, is the better things for this country. Now, why I'm here, now, they told me at first I only had a little bit of time, so if you know me by now, you know getting me to talk for a little bit is about as easy. Probably find Hillary Clinton's emails, you know. Just ain't gonna happen, right? So I was very pleased to hear him say that I can get up and speak to you, and so for that, Mr. Trump, thank you very much. But like they said, my name is John Wayne Walding. I'm a Green Beret born on the 4th of July, and I'm from Groesbeck, Texas. So you're welcome, America, right? You can't write this, you know. And on that note, so I asked my dad one day, because this is my true name. I really am John Wayne Walding. Really was born on 4th of July. And I asked my dad one day when I was about 16, and I remember asking, Dad, why'd you name me that? Thinking probably get this great story about how he's a great American and blah, 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 right? He said it just like this, and I quote, "Had a cool birthday, figured you need a cool name." Well, I'm glad you thought, he was kind of a hippie, but you know, I'm glad you thought about it, because I'm not stuck with it. But I became a Green Beret, and like I said, I did 12 years in the military, the majority of that in Special Forces as a Green Beret. And if people didn't know, the actual true term for Green Berets is Special Forces. Special Operations is what they always make, you know, the Navy SEALs and Rangers and everybody else. That's what they fall under. Special Forces are the U.S. Army Green Berets. And one thing I didn't know as a Green Beret, and while I was in, under that hat of Special Operations, over 6% of all the missions that are done by Green Berets. Why does no one know that? Well, we don't write books, we don't be in movies, we do the job. You know, and a good friend of mine was Chris Kyle, and he was a Navy SEAL. And it was always real fun whenever we, you know, be out at a training event. And so you got the Army sniper and the Green, you know, Navy SEAL sniper, and you suck. No, you suck. Well, you know, so that was fun banter back and forth. But that's you know, statistics. You know, we go the most, we die the most, we get hurt the most. Navy SEAL Foundation's got, well, this is an old stat, but around 35 million, and Green Beret Foundation had 3. You know, it's just one of the things that Americans don't realize, that we do our job. Our motto is quiet professionals. You know, and one thing that we've learned, there's a true difference between quiet and silent professional. And that's what I'm trying to be, as humbly as possible, to let people know that the job of a Green Beret is we teach them to die for their country rather than us doing it. That's a pretty good mission, right? Instead of sending 100 Americans into this village to kill a bad guy, why don't we send 15 Green Berets in to teach 1,000 of their army and let them do it? So that's whenever JFK, John F. Kennedy, back in the 60s, actually donned the Green Berets and let us have it. That was our job, and we're good at it, and that's what we love to do. Within 30 days of the towers falling, there were Green Berets in Afghanistan and haven't left yet, and we're not going to leave. So that's my propaganda for there. So I'm a little biased. But, okay, so, you know, I lost my leg in Afghanistan in 2008 in a firefight in the Battle of Shock Valley. That pretty much we went up against over 200 insurgents when they had the elevated position in a mountain, and after 6.5 how awesome is that?